Hello, Sharkhat. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, man. So you're gonna be showcasing today Dead Space no hit, right, on impossible difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna let you take it over. Good luck.
All right, sounds good, thank you. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna go ahead and select Impossible. So Impossible is the hardest difficulty in the game. It means that we're gonna have, enemies with more health, we'll get less resources and things like that. So right off the bat, some things. So with this game, I've done a lot more speed runs than I have no-hit runs, but some of those same strategies sort of carry over or just ways of playing the game. So we actually have a mod that skips the intro cutscene here, so we don't have to sit around for about 5 minutes doing nothing at the start, which is nice. And in terms of progressing the game, we walk out here to get the other characters to start moving, and then while they do that, I'm going to grab this health pack, which we're going to sell later.
You didn't lose power to the port booster. You lost the port booster. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. But yeah, so right off the bat, we're also going to be doing a couple little things just to make this little, starting section go by a little quicker. So if you have a tutorial up while another one comes up, you retain your ability to interact with things, because usually when a tutorial comes up, it's really annoying. You get stopped in place, you can't move for a few seconds, and you can't interact with anything. But like I said, if you have a tutorial up already, it negates the not being able to interact part of that, so we can just open that door a little quicker. We actually got a pretty good luck on that money drop there. Don't always get over 2,000, but that's pretty good. And then we're just going to set up another quick little tutorial thing here. So the first enemies that can actually hit us are coming up in just a minute here. There's a section where a quarantine starts, and you gotta escape basically. So they don't do, I don't think they do damage when they jump out of the vents, but they do stun you. So I usually count that as, like we try to avoid that, right? But if hopefully we'll get it. But if you do it right, if you hug the walls in the right spots, you can avoid those staggers when they jump out of the vents. So,
Then we root the damn power.
yeah.
Look, if we all
As far as chapter 1 goes, it's not too bad. We do need to get a weapon, obviously, which is coming up pretty soon. And there we go. Okay, so now we just gotta wait for the quarantine to start here, and we will be on our way.
The trans system's offline.
But yeah, there's a lot of, there's a couple little scary things in chapter 1 still. There's still a decent amount of enemies. Fortunately, the enemies are pretty consistent where they spawn from. So, it's not usually too much of a surprise where they're gonna show up. It's funny, the remake of this game that came out this year has this thing called the Intensity Director, where you have randomly spawning enemies. I haven't attempted to no-hit that game yet, but that would certainly make it interesting, to say the least. Probably a little bit harder, but yeah. So we're gonna hug this wall here, and then this wall. All right, very nice. And then from here, we just run straight to the elevator.
Get the hell out of there!
It'll look a little scarier than it actually is, with, the enemies coming up like that, but as long as you run straight to the elevator there, they can't hit you. Alright, so we're gonna get our first gun here, the plasma cutter. You always start with this gun. We are gonna be getting some more guns as soon as possible once we get to the first store, but until then, we're just gonna be grabbing as many items as possible to sell, so we have enough money. And there's the plasma cutter there. Try to get some more of these fun tutorials. Oh, I should mention, so we are doing glitchless. There are a lot of big skips in this game that would sort of negate some of the challenge, I guess, of not getting hit. So obviously we're not going to be doing those. I might show off one of the little movement tricks just down a hallway or something, so you can sort of see how broken it is, but we're not actually going to be, using it to avoid damage, or I'm not going to really be using it at all throughout the run. Oh, another quick thing that we do is you might notice if you've played this game before that there are a lot of these video rig video cutscenes that play. So if you just delete the movie files or you just move them where the game can't find them, it never plays them, and it actually instantly skips that waiting period, because most of the time, like for example in that room, you'll be sitting there, the rig video pops up, and you gotta sit in there for a couple minutes while the characters talk, and then as soon as the video ends, then you can leave, because otherwise the doors, you're locked in there. Like the wrong button. I have my there we go. Because of the that movement trick I was talking about, we rebind our keys in a weird way, and I'm actually not used to stomping that much with those binds. But yeah, there we go.
Looks like that door is malfunctioning, Isaac. Try using the stasis module you just picked up.
So as far as our objectives here, we're trying to repair the tram. And normally you're supposed to stasis this arm here, but you don't actually have to do that. You can just, if you're quick, you can do that. There we go. We do have to be a little bit careful because some of the enemies like to play dead. We might see that at some point. If you know what it looks like, then it's not too bad. If they ragdoll like that, and especially if they drop an item, then you know you're all right. Yeah, see there he goes. So if you're not careful, they will attack you when you walk by. All right, now we just gotta wait for the door to unlock here. I picked up that power node there. In case you haven't played this game, that's essentially upgrade points, and we're gonna be using those a little bit. There's a couple things we need. Again, we're playing on the hardest difficulty, so getting some damage upgrades on our guns and things like that will be pretty nice. And a couple other utility things we're gonna get. So here, we actually are gonna just run past these enemies. You'll notice I'm looking down here, and that's because it generally makes the enemies less aggressive. For example, if you look straight at them, they're more likely to charge at you. So it looks a little scary there, but it's actually not too bad. Here's another enemy that plays dead. Probably gets most people the first time they play the game. I'm actually going to drop some of those for now. So we do want to sell those health packs, but as you can see, our inventory is already getting pretty full. There's a chance we might buy a suit at some point. When you buy suits, it does upgrade your armor, which obviously isn't super helpful in a no-hit run, but it does also increase your inventory slots, so you can carry more items. And that's more what we would be interested in here. Alright, so this area has a lot of enemies. We're just going to be clearing them out. They do continue to spawn in the same spots like as you progress through the room. So like this guy's going to come out here. Just going to use some of the explosives to save some ammo there. Gonna be another guy behind me. Oh, or maybe I have to go down a little more first. There he is, okay. Yeah, I would say that's one of the scarier things about trying to do, especially this room, is just if you don't know exactly where they're all going to be coming from, they can kind of sneak up on you a little bit, you know. Alright, so we do need to grab an item in here. I'm just gonna loot a little bit over here first. There's another guy playing dead here. These are scripted at least. Like the one we saw earlier, sometimes they will just play dead after you attack them a little bit. Okay. So now we got that, we're gonna head back down. And fortunately, we can stun enemies by shooting them, which is also pretty important here because this guy just charges straight at you, which is pretty fun. go, it's dead. Alright, we're gonna see what we get over here. Some more health packs. I'll grab them. The ammo is gonna be a little bit more important, but the health packs are nice too to sell, you know. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my first couple nodes on the bench here. This is where you do your upgrades. So, I don't have my... Oh, I actually don't have Kinesis yet either, that's right. So, I am gonna grab... Well, I'll just show you how this works here. So, we're not gonna be upgrading the rig at all because we don't need the health upgrades or air. Stasis can be pretty good, but I think we're going to just do this first, just get the cutter upgraded a little bit. As soon as we get the pulse rifle, we're going to be putting a lot of nodes into that. But we'll be getting that in either the end of this chapter or the beginning of chapter 2. Oh, I should probably talk a little bit about the way the combat works in this game. So... For anyone that doesn't know, the damage is based off of, or rather, you do more damage to the limbs than, you know, more standard combat like to the body or the head. You can still do damage to them with a headshot or, you know, hitting them in the body, but it doesn't do nearly as much damage as hitting them in the arm, or especially taking the arms off, or the limbs, the legs or the arms. But sometimes it's easy. It really depends on what you want to do. So here you've seen me going for the legs a lot. Part of that is because when you take a leg off, they can't move very fast. But sometimes it is a little bit more ammo efficient to take off the arms first. But yes, it's not a huge difference. Sometimes, you know, if you want to save a shot or two, you can go for the arms, but so it's a little scarier sometimes too, because if you miss, it's just easier to miss, I think. And then, you know, as you can see, they just run at you, and if you don't hit them, they'll stop. We do have stasis as well. That's the power up we got that lets us slow down enemies. That is really useful, especially later on. Alright, well, got a few more enemies in this hallway after this elevator, but so far so good. The first fight that's a little bit more scary comes up in the next chapter. But you know, anything can happen. So we're gonna be careful here. Tried to snipe that guy before he went around the corner there. Go. Oh, okay. For some reason I thought there was another guy there, but we're all good.
Isaac, we made it to the bridge. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, just a little. It's just like a little, you know, it's just a little spooky, but we're good.
Wish us luck.
Can I punch this? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, let me know if that's better. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Okay, I can lower the FPS if I need to. Okay. Alright. So this is a leaper. We haven't seen this enemy yet, but they are also pretty scary. It's good to take them out when they're on walls like that, because if you take off a limb, like their arm, they'll just fly off and die. They are scary because they move really, really fast and they can jump across the map, which is, you know, not fun. Just be a little careful here. There are flames that can hit you. It's not too hard to avoid them, but you know. Alright, so now we got a bunch of enemies here. We can use some stasis if we need to make it a little safer. Ah, nice. Okay. So that saves a lot of ammo if you can get that right there. I think we're good. Yeah. Very nice. I mean, it's not too bad to take out the leapers normally, but otherwise you gotta take off 2 arms and it takes a lot more. Alright, there is a large med kit in here, which we do want, because this sells for a lot of money. I'll probably swap out a small. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna do one more of these little tutorial things. If you didn't see this earlier, basically when a tutorial comes up, you can't interact with anything until you close it, normally. But if you have another tutorial up already, it sort of negates that. So when I get the store tutorial here, since I already have that one up, I can just go ahead and open the store right away. It just saves a couple seconds waiting around, you know. Alright, so we're gonna sell all our med packs. And probably a little bit of this too, just to clear up the space. And then we are gonna buy the pulse rifle. Look at the line gun as well. If you haven't seen these guns, both of them are really, really good. So we're getting that, and I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's fine for now. We might want to buy some power nodes, but you know, we'll wait and see how it goes. All right, well, so that's chapter 1. So you know, so far so good. This is actually my first time doing a no-hit run live. You know, I've done lots of sort of speedrun stuff like this with these games, but first time trying this, so you know, we're hoping it goes well here. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, so the games are actually pretty different. So no, for the most part, but there are some things that carry over, you know, like certain guns still being really good, for example. But generally no, like some of the level layouts are sort of similar, but I would say yeah, pretty different. One thing that makes the remake interesting is it has not randomly generated enemies, but oh, I wanted to pull this up. There we go. Oh, never mind. It's fine. Just, it was going to do another little tutorial thing. That's fine. So it has this thing called the intensity director, and it will randomly have certain events happen. And it could be enemies spawning, but it could also be lights flickering or fog, things like that. So, but some of those random events can be enemies. So, you know, you'll just be running down a hallway and you'll get a slasher to drop down right in front of you, or an exploder, or like 3 slashers, you know, stuff like that. Or an enemy could just be there in the hallway when you open the door. So I still haven't tried doing a no-hit run of that game yet, but that would make it pretty. I think it would make it a lot more interesting, potentially, but also a lot harder, you know. Also, I wanted to showcase real quick, this is a glitchless run, but if you haven't seen speedruns of this game before, you'll see why we're not doing this in this run. So with the pulse rifle, you can do something called a pulse boost, like this, where you can blast away from the walls. And you can actually gain height with it, you can go out of bounds, and you can skip a good chunk of the levels in this game. So as you can see, that's pretty broken, so we're not actually going to be using it during the run, but if you haven't seen it before, it's pretty cool. And just to give you reference here. So we're gonna get some leapers here. Go. Just gonna slow that one down. Maybe try to kill this one while he's on the wall. Yeah, that's alright. Just trying to kill him from a distance if possible. Yeah. If anything, you just want to take off one limb from them because they move really, really fast until you take a limb off, and then they kind of just have to crawl. And that's more or less what we want. This game does look really good for how old it is. I think it's aged pretty well. Alright. So we definitely want as many nodes as possible here. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that into the pulse rifle. One nice thing about upgrading the... I got the capacity upgrade there, so I can hold more ammo in the clip. It actually refills the clip completely. So actually, I probably shouldn't have reloaded there, just to save a little bit of ammo, but it's not a huge deal. Gonna get another enemy here. But yeah, I think I saw it was said in chat. The full game is about 4 hours. You could probably do it quicker if you wanted to, but that's how long it took me to do it single segment. So we're not doing the entire game, but we're gonna get as far as we can. I think based on my practice, we'll probably get to chapter 7, which I'm hoping we do, because chapter 7 is pretty difficult.
You know, Yoshimura is able to set his gravity.
But it has some cool rooms.
Boost will kick in when you enter a 0G area.
All right. It's a little tricky to jump, get this jump here, but it saves having to do it in 2 jumps there. That's actually one big change they made in the remake is they made the 0G more like the later Dead Space games where you can just fly around freely.
You got a shark pad.
In this game, we have to actually jump around like this.
Have the barricade to destroy it. Shit. I can hear more coming. Moving through the vents. Stay safe, Isaac.
Alright, I am out. There we go. Alright, we're good. Cool. So yeah, we do want nodes pretty soon to put into the pulse rifle because it already is really good, just right off the bat, but especially with damage upgrades, it is really, really strong. Okay.
Exiting vacuum.
Yeah, I want cutter for this. Cool. Alright. I didn't pick up any nodes, right? Nah. Alright, we get another new enemy type here. This is the Swarm. Very annoying. They just basically they just grab you, typically in a pack. I'm gonna be a little careful here because sometimes you get a little straggler that decides not to blow up. We're good though. Okay. Yeah, anything like the flamethrower, force gun is pretty nice for those guys. We're definitely selling the air can because we don't need that. I'm gonna sell the line racks because we don't need them right now. And I can't buy pulse rifle ammo yet, so I'm gonna buy some more cutter ammo. I think that's probably good. This fight coming up is a little scary. I think. Do I have a? I do have a stasis pack in case we need it. Hopefully we won't, though. Plasma cutter isn't better than rifle overall. They're both really good. It's kind of personal preference. I do like the fire rate on the pulse rifle, especially once you get the damage and the capacity up on it. It kind of just melts through everything. I mean, most guns in this game are still really good, though, to be honest. There we go. Okay, just trigger the quarantine. So there's gonna be, I think it's three or four enemies up here. I feel like it's been different sometimes. So I'm gonna slow him down. I'll take this guy out because that is a spitter, and they have a projectile, which you know, it's not very fun. Yeah, see, because sometimes I've had... Oh, there you are. Okay. I could have sworn sometimes I've done this. He doesn't show up until I go downstairs, but that's fine. Alright. Oh, that was an interesting little... That's a bug that happens sometimes. It doesn't really affect anything, but sometimes he'll actually reload a gun with the wrong animation. That look... Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, sure. Would it be better if I shared it, or... Well, let me just try this again, yeah. Alright. Am I good to keep going? Alright. Right. So the time mine, or the alternate fire, I mean, on the line gun is the time mine. So as you can see, very, very good for clearing out more than one enemy at once. And as always, stasis is super broken, which is nice for us. Alright, we're just gonna loot some items in here. Keep hitting the wrong button. Yeah, because basically the way pulse boosting works is it's easier if you unbind stomp from the normal key it's on, which is spacebar. So we still bind it to something else, you know. So I have it on V, which I'm and again in normally, you know, when I'm doing, you know, speed runs of like any percent stuff like that, we don't really stomp almost at all. So I kind of have it there just so I can technically still do it, but I don't really usually do it. That's why I just keep flubbing the wrong button there. It's right next to the locator. But anyway, we're gonna be moving on here. I'm gonna go ahead and trigger this. I guess I could have done this before too, but not a huge deal. So we trigger this cutscene here. This little sequence where we get introduced to the next new enemy type, lurkers, and while that guy is doing that over there, we're just gonna loot those lockers. All right, we're gonna go rifle for this one. So this guy will always try to grab you, so we are just gonna not even try to deal with that. For this guy, I'm gonna opt to take him out with the line gun instead. The only downside of the mine is it takes about 5 seconds to explode from when you put it down. So you do sort of have to plan it out, but fortunately stasis lasts long enough to to make it work. You're dead, right? Okay. Just making sure. You can just run out of here, but there is a chance they grab you, and they especially like to teleport grab you, where you actually get grabbed from the other room, which
Use
is
the shark pad to ignite it.
pretty fun.
I
Do
can
I
hear
want?
something big moving out there.
I think the 9 cutter rounds are probably more valuable there. We're dropping stuff off at the store anyway, so it's not a huge deal. That was a little closer than I would have liked. That's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, cool. And once again, want to take out those guys. The ones with the these pants here are the spitters. So we're not gonna try to let them even use their projectiles. And unlike Dead Space 2 and onwards, you can't actually grab the projectiles they spit with kinesis. I don't think you can actually. I'm pretty sure you can, but you know, not gonna find out right now, basically. So I think this is good on ammo. Gonna go ahead and buy some more power nodes. Is this the one you have limited saves? So in this game, they actually hadn't introduced that yet. Starting in Dead Space 2 with hardcore, you only get 3 saves. They did something similar with Impossible Mode in the remake that came out this year.
Okay, you're through.
How does it work? It's
Remember, the codes are on the captain's
it's in that one you can actually save as many times as you want, but as soon as you die once, the run's over. So sort of similar, I guess. That's kind of how Dead Space 3 hardcore works as well, I believe. I haven't done that one, but I think that's how it works. So we're gonna just blow him up. Oh, he ran away. Okay. There he goes. It's pretty ammo efficient sometimes to use the line gun because it only takes one round of ammo to create that mine. And it is a little harder to hit because of the, the 5-second delay before it explodes. But if you hit it, it's pretty disgusting. Just gonna grab this box as well. Let's make sure we're reloaded going into here. All right. Can you back up the save? Yeah, probably. You probably could. There we go. That's just a log. I think that's also a log. I think so. Thought it might have been something. I thought there was an item there. I might be getting confused with with remake there, actually. Oh, I don't have okay. I don't have any more stasis, so we're just gonna do it this way. There we go. I might actually use my stasis pack here. The wall boss on max difficulty. Oh yeah, we'll probably get that far. That's the Leviathan in chapter 6. Oh, that's not good. Okay. That sucks. Alright, well, we'll try that again. My stasis shot missed. That is unfortunate. Quick retry though. Oh, that's funny. I did not get hit there when I was practicing. That's kind of how it goes though. Sometimes you just get hit by dumb stuff. There we go. See, that's what's supposed to happen. There we go.
Codes received, and they look good. Thank God. I'll start accessing.
All right. Well, here's hoping that's our only one for today.
There. I'm going to find out what the hell happened to this ship.
All right. Yeah, so those guys do a lot of damage. Those are enhanced slashers. The ones that are more of like the darker greenish brown sort of color. Basically the same, they just have more health, do more damage. We are just gonna do our shopping in the next chapter there. I don't think he follows you there, but I'm not trying to find out. The game only deletes your save on death. Yeah, I think that's how it works. You probably could save scum it if you wanted to. Alright, so now we're on to chapter 3 here. I didn't really explain the objectives we were doing last time, but we had to get the rig from the captain's rig. Get his codes to unlock other parts of the ship and all that. For this chapter, we are trying to repair the engine. And before it actually lets you in there, you have to do a couple other things first. We are gonna sell some stuff though. I think that's enough ammo, so I'm gonna go 2 nodes here and we'll upgrade some stuff. Oh, I'm gonna sell this stuff too while we're here, actually. Just go ahead and get that out of the way now. We are gonna come back to this room. Yeah, that looks good. We are gonna buy another weapon, but not for a couple more chapters here. We're gonna get the contact beam. Speaking of that boss, the Leviathan, that's gonna be, it's gonna come in handy for that. Is the contact beam is always really good. All right. So how many nodes do we have? 6. Yeah, sometimes it depends on, you know, how many drops and things like that you get, how many nodes you can afford, but we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think that's good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do this. So that was the so I got damage on the rifle. You know, obviously that's good, but I also grabbed range, like distance on the kinesis module. So that'll just let us pick up things from further away. It makes a couple rooms in the game a little bit easier later on. You actually can do a small skip here. I'm not going to do it because it skips some enemies, and I think it'd be more interesting to go actually fight them. But this section here, you have to refueling the engines right now by just pulling these little things down. I forget if this is the north or south side, but we did one of them already, and we're going over here to do the other one. And you actually, with upgraded kinesis range, you might actually need 3. I haven't ran glitchless in a while, so I don't remember. But if you get the range upgrade, you can actually, it's like over there, you can snag it from here while you're still on the gondola, and then it'll let you just take the gondola right back, and you don't even end up on the platform over here. But you know, I figure for these kind of runs, I don't know. I think it'd be better to fight the enemies. Like I guess it's like, it's not a glitch really, but you are avoiding combat. Playing dead still, yeah. Are you still playing dead? Sometimes they'll survive even if you take 2 limbs off, so I just want to make sure. Are you? Yeah, it's pretty dead. Okay. Another power node here. Free 3,000 credits there. And this is the gondola, or the thing you can grab from the gondola I was talking about. So in glitchless speedruns we do that. We'll grab that from the gondola and skip having to.
Whatever you did, it's working, Isaac.
Okay, just making sure. I didn't think there was a guy there. I want that stasis pad.
Full, but that's enough to restore orbit once you bring the engines online.
But yeah, so we'll do that just to skip, you know, coming over to this area here. So sometimes in this particular spot, they like to not die from these explosives. Not really sure why. Sometimes they do, so I still do it, just because it's it's still more ammo efficient. But oh well. All right, well, so we got both sides of the engine refueled. So we're just gonna take our nice, relaxing gondola ride back to the other side. All right, so now we're gonna go fix the centrifuge. And once we do that, the door to the engine will be open. I guess we could talk a little bit about how progression works in this game, if we haven't already. So every level is self-contained. It's its own, separate map file in the game. So you can't just go to... It's not like the remake where you can sort of, backtrack to the different parts of the ship, or even explore things slightly out of order. We're in engineering right now. This is the only area we can explore. And usually it involves, you get off the tram, you do some objectives, which unlocks the tram and lets you return to, see, okay, hold on, just a quick side note. When I was practicing this, I actually had one time where, because this is what's normally supposed to happen, the infector, makes this guy show up. But he didn't do that. He came straight for me, and I don't know if there's a way to make that happen consistently, but saves a bit of ammo because he doesn't spawn in that guy there. But yeah, we're gonna do a quick shopping trip here. I might actually move some of these because I want those, but I don't really need 3 of them right now. So we're gonna put those in the safe, store those for later. And we got plenty of ammo, it looks like. Just want to buy another node. And, oh, we're going to get rid of this too, yeah. Alright, but as I was saying with the progression, you complete a certain number of objectives, and then from there, the tram will unlock, you return to it, and then it'll just load in the next level. There's a couple exceptions. For example, we're going to see Chapter 5. You actually just have to get to the other tram station, for example. Obviously, without using glitches, we're going to still do all the objectives anyway, but the reason I brought it up is in this level, for example, you actually only need to start the engines, and doing the other objectives here just opens the door to get there. Similar thing, we're not going to, skip any of this stuff, but that's just how the game tracks everything. It's pretty interesting. And this level does take a while when you are doing everything, but you can do it in about 2 minutes if you just skip over the door. Pretty silly. I am probably going to grab the capacity upgrade here and Go ahead and put that there so we can get that next damage upgrade soon. In fact, there's a node around the corner here once we go through this area. And I'm gonna go ahead and use this now. So for the decontamination room, we're gonna get 3 enemies. It's a little dark, so sometimes it's a bit hard to see. I guess it's not too bad, but yeah, they try to fake you out here. But yeah, we just gotta wait for them to spawn. Don't stand directly under a vent, basically. Oh yeah, here we go. Now it gets dark. Yeah. There it is. Okay. Alright, now we're gonna get a lurker. Awesome. Oh no, man, no, I guess it is a slasher, yeah. Oh, yeah, see, I keep getting confused. I've been playing Remake a lot as well recently, and you get lurkers here. There we go. Yeah. Always good to make sure.
Decontamination sequence complete. Thank you for your patience.
All right. So we're gonna make our way over here to grab a power node, and that next damage upgrade will be really good for the rifle. It's already starting to get pretty strong, and most of the weapons in this game are pretty good, but especially on Impossible, once you get later in the game, they don't scale as well. So you definitely gotta upgrade them if you want to have a good time, at least. Haven't really mentioned those items, like the one I just picked up yet, but those are semiconductors. They don't really have any use besides selling them for money, so we're just picking those up to sell later. Throwing enemies. Oh, throwing stuff with kinesis. Not really in this game.
Entering zero gravity.
It doesn't do a ton of damage. It does a little bit, but it's not like Dead Space 2 where you have the TK Impale and you can just kind of destroy enemies. Alright, one room. The that kinesis upgrade we got earlier is going to help us a little bit. So we can grab these from here. And some of these. Just getting that. Set this up. There he is. I think I missed him, that's fine. Okay, there he is. I was like, it's so dark over there, I couldn't tell if I was actually hitting him or not. And where's he? There you are. See ya. Alright, so just taking those guys out before we turn off the gravity here. I thought I saw an item. Nice. Okay, that's good. Alright, there we go. So now, of course, you have to run around with the centrifuge trying to kill you here.
You're doing great, Isaac. Centrifuge and gyros are both 100% and stabilized. Now get out of there and focus on the engine. I don't know how much time we have left.
Ah, there's a leaper that comes out here. Maybe I didn't run far enough forward. Maybe not. Maybe it's the next one. Oh, there he is. Yeah, okay. There he is. Okay. All right. I'm gonna wait one more time here. It's not too hard to make it past this, but doesn't hurt to play it safe. There actually is a little cool trick you can do here where you, if you stasis these railings before they come up, they move up slowly, and you can climb up on one to get around that area a little faster. But again, you know, not doing stuff like that just because there's a version of it that's allowed in glitchless speedruns, but you know, with these kind of things, I sort of consider anything that avoids sort of normal combat to, you know, like we don't want to skip stuff like that actually skips taking damage. We'll see when we get there in the next chapter, but there is a cutscene skip you can do that doesn't avoid any enemies. So I was considering maybe trying it, but like I said, I haven't practiced glitchless speedruns at least in a while, so you know, not sure how that would go, but I could try it at least. There's not really much harm in just trying it. All right, so we are gonna throw that node on here now. And then we're just gonna hit the store before we go to the engine room. I can pick this up. Yeah, we'll leave that there. So we do have one more big combat section in this level, and that is in the engine room. It's not too bad. I think we'll be okay, especially with the rifle upgrade. Definitely get rid of the air can. Still debating whether I want to pick up a suit or not. Sometimes I do. But I don't know. It might be nice to get the extra inventory space. Alright, there are enemies that spawn in this room, but if you go through it really quickly, you don't really have to worry about it. Usually. So here we're gonna get this this goop on the floor. So you'll see me walking sideways through it. It's just a little bit quicker. For whatever reason, than going forwards or backwards on it. So you just get some swarm there. A lot of times I will just run past there, and it's usually not a problem, but you know, just playing it safe. We're gonna grab that stasis pack. I'm pretty sure that's the box that has swarm in it. They'll have enemies in the box, so if you stomp it, they just hit you immediately. Found that out when I was routing this. That's pretty fun. So we're just not gonna touch that at all. Just making sure. All right, actually don't have much rifle ammo, but I think we have plenty of cutter ammo to get through this part. I might get some. And we can loot the room a little bit before we start the fight. Alright. So, these enemies, we need to be a little bit careful, because if you hit them in the stomach, they'll spawn more enemies. Earlier in the game, it'll be Swarm, which is really bad. We really don't want that. Later in the game, they'll actually spawn lurkers, which is a bit easier to deal with. The swarm are just a mess because they come out all at once in a big group, and then they just jump at you from pretty far away. All right, so you know we got a little bit of rifle ammo. Just making sure everything's reloaded here.
Ignition sequence initiated. Please stand by.
Should get him. Shot that one a little early. There's usually another one of those big guys that comes out of there. I didn't actually see him come out. Okay.
Engines firing.
I mean, hey, cool with me. You know, I'm not gonna complain. So you don't actually have to kill all the enemies in there. When it said engines ready, is as soon as you can hit the button. It's all based on the kill counter. Really? Wow, that's really unlucky. Just dropped the ammo, just like fell down there. Okay. I guess I didn't need it anyway. It's fine. We do actually have a lot of cutter ammo still, so it's not a huge deal. Okay.
Isaac. Isaac, where are you? It's me, Nicole.
But yeah, it's based on the kill count. As soon as you kill enough, you can leave. But they're already in the way there, so might as well take them out, you know. All right, that's chapter 3. So we're moving on to chapter 4 now, which is the bridge. And I have been safety saving here. The reason for that is the PC port of this game likes to crash sometimes. It's not super common, at least playing the game normally. So shouldn't be a problem. I mean, I have saves throughout the whole game anyway. But, you know, basically that's why, just in case it decides to crash at the start of the level or something. Yeah, I'm not sure, because it doesn't really happen on console, like on Xbox or anything, to my knowledge. So it could be a high frame rate thing, but I think I've seen it crash at 60 or even 30 before. I'm not sure. The PC port is a little scuffed, I guess is the best word I can use to describe it. There's some weird things with it, weird quirks. So it could be that, could just be the fact that the frame rate gets higher if you uncap. I know some glitchless runners will toggle to 30 FPS in some areas of the game to try to help prevent crashes. I don't know if it actually helps. It could be cope, but you know, it's worth a shot at least. Also, yeah, I forgot we can buy pulse rounds now, so I'm actually gonna buy a bunch of those. Yeah, I mean it works well enough, but there's some things with the PC port that are a little weird. The port for Dead Space 2 is a lot better in comparison. For example, a quick tip for anyone that picks up this game on PC. There's a lot of weird things that happen with FPS. You can cap it to whatever you want, but I would say don't go above 200. Once you go above 200, weird things happen. The game actually also slows down the higher the frame rate goes. It's not really a huge difference from 30 to 200, so it's, you know, not too noticeable. But if you go to 400, for example, and you try to punch, like all your animations get slowed down, and you're just like that. It's bad. But if you're above 200, there's a chance that you'll soft lock in the first chapter. So yeah. I'll attempt the little cutscene skip here. You can hit the trigger on the floor here and then back out before the door closes, but it's pretty tough. It just skips the cutscene here. You gotta wait.
Isaac.
Oh, we got it. Nice.
Damn, you scared me.
All right. So now we gotta go take out this brute here. This is our new type of enemy here. So I'm gonna try to get a little bit of damage on him with some timed mines, and then we're gonna use the rifle to try to get him into this. He goes into this animation where he. So try to slow him down with that. Okay. He'll hide and cover his face. And I'm gonna try. Whenever he charges like that, I just try to break his line of sight so he stops charging. There we go. Okay, so he does that, which lets us get to the backside. The whole trick with this enemy is the weak spots are on the back, and he's got the armor in the front. There he is dead. So if you can get him to do that, it's really good because he's sort of just sitting there, and you can hit him. But especially if you try to just wail on him on the front, it's gonna take forever. All right, so that restores the elevators there. And just gonna make sure I reload everything. That might cancel the reload animation. Or cancel the reload, I mean. You can cancel the reload animation and have it still work if you take damage, but obviously that's not super helpful for us in this run. But yeah, while you're reloading, if you take damage, it cancels the animation, but the reload finishes instantly. So sometimes you can actually use that to your advantage if you plan on getting hit, which this time not so much. Do we 1, 2, 3? I think we do want this. It might be nice to grab some damage upgrades on some other stuff, but we do also want to start saving up some power nodes for chapter 6, which is going to be the hydroponics deck. That's where the Leviathan boss is. We mentioned it briefly earlier, but our strategy is basically going to be buy the contact beam, which does a lot of damage, and then try to upgrade it a decent amount. And then from there, just gotta make sure we have enough ammo for it. Brute's getting bullied by stasis. Yeah, that's definitely not the only time you're gonna see that. Oh, I probably should have. Well, no, this is actually good. I could have dropped this health pack off at the store, I guess, but that's fine. Just trying to decide if I want to use my stasis pack yet or not. So that's the contact beam schematic.
It looks like some of the
Yeah, we're not going to grab that right now.
malfunctioning.
The way the schematics work is if you pick it up, it lets you buy...
It could be dangerous.
Where's this guy over here? So we do have to avoid those as well. That's an instant kill. So I got distracted. What was I saying? Schematics. Yeah, so if you pick them up, it'll let you buy them from the store right away. If you don't get them, usually it'll be about a chapter or so later that you're able to first buy them. Oh, right, I didn't pop my stasis thing. That's fine. Still got him. I'll grab that ammo on the way out. Because there's a stasis recharge here, so I figured if I could... Yeah, nice, okay. Alright, so speaking of brutes, we're gonna get another one in here. Gonna pretty much do the same thing. Okay, let me just get those out of the way. I don't think I got him. So break his line of sight. You can actually just go over here and he'll not be able to follow you, which is pretty good as well. But, you know, same thing. We're just going to keep bullying him until he does what we want. There we go. Okay. So the whole goal of this chapter is to repair the cannons that shoot the asteroids, the asteroid defense system. You know, of course, as all things on this ship, they just start to malfunction, and we got to go fix them. So right now we're basically just rerouting we have to interact with these panels, which you know, supposedly reroutes the power back to them. As far as we're concerned, though, hitting all of them unlocks the path to the cannon. Are you? Making sure they were both dead. Okay. Those of you that have played on controller on console will probably have remembered that turret shooting section coming up is pretty annoying. Fortunately for us, on mouse and keyboard, it's really easy. It's kind of surprising actually how much easier it is. That's one nice thing about playing on the PC port. But I do remember playing this game for the first time on Xbox 360, and it's a lot harder to control. You can, well, I guess so. Isaac doesn't really take damage during that section, but you have these rocks coming, and if they hit the ship takes damage. So we're gonna try to avoid that too. Hopefully I didn't jinx myself by saying it was easy earlier. Where's this guy? Okay, we're good. Usually he comes from the other side. I don't know why he was over there that time.
Isaac, listen
After I was saying the enemies were consistent, that's fine.
These things are biorecombinators.
Everything's under control.
Dead tissue, absorb it, and mold it into new form.
Alright, so we gotta do one more of those power reroutes on the bottom floor down here before we can go upstairs.
And that body tissue we keep seeing on the walls is part of it too.
Nah, that's all under control. Yeah, so the enemy, when I said the enemies were consistent, they don't always do the same thing, but generally you get the same, you know, number of enemies, etc. compared to, you know, Remake, you get the randomly spawning enemies, for example. Sometimes you can push both of these guys into the gravity wells, but it doesn't always work out. Yeah, generally these games, ooh, I actually do want that. Nice. Yeah, generally, these games play a lot better on mouse and keyboard. There we go.
Control systems junction box rerouted.
I think here we just
I'm getting a reading. Almost
do
there.
this, yeah. It's gotta be a little quick. They will follow you into the next room before you leave. Yeah, so we'll just have to be a little bit careful on the way out here because those leapers are still there in the main room. When I was routing this, I thought about just killing them, but you know, sometimes it is easier just to run away. Save some ammo. All right. This level loves to have very long, drawn-out elevator rides. Once again, be very careful to not hit the body on this guy. There we go. Because if you do, just instant swarm of enemies that spawn.
Alright, we've got enough power, but the ADS cannon's auto targeting is down. I think it's a faulty data cable. I need you to aim the cannon manually until I
One more fun elevator ride till we get to the very top. So for this asteroid section, we have to cross outside in space to get to the cannon. And we'll have asteroids blasting down. The setup it's not too hard, but it can be a little finicky sometimes. We're gonna try to get a 0G jump here that gets us behind a wall here, and if we get it, we can avoid fighting one of these enemies, and we got it. Nice. We can do this in 3 jumps instead of 4 or 5.
Multiple impacts detected across the
Nice.
starboard hull.
Yeah, it's just a little precise because you have to be aiming in the right and aim in the right spot, stand in the right spot to get the jumps. There we go. Very nice. And this jump, we got to be a little careful. Some of you may have actually encountered this glitch before, but sometimes the game will let you jump somewhere, but once you actually land, if Isaac doesn't really... If he can't stand up, he'll just get stuck. And then after you get stuck for a couple seconds, you die, and it looks very silly, but we didn't get it there. But there's a ramp there, and if you jump just in the right spot there, you get stuck and die, so just want to play it a little safe there. So this is the turret section I was talking about. Again, on mouse, it's pretty easy in comparison. It is random though, so it's not, you can't just memorize it and kind of go on autopilot. You do sort of have to pay attention. And now that I said it was easy, I don't want to jinx myself and mess it up. So I'm gonna focus up a little bit, but yeah, like I said, it's not too bad. It's just on a timer. You have to survive for a certain amount of time until Hammond can get it fixed, so it goes automatically by itself. And speaking of the objectives earlier, this is technically the only thing you have to do to beat the level. So once we're done with this, we will be able to just go back to the tram and go on to chapter 5. So I'm not sure how far we'll get exactly. I think with a good pace, we could probably get to a little bit of chapter 7, which is the mining deck. It's got a few pretty scary rooms, so that'd be cool to see if we can get there. I mean, it's a little stressful, but it's cool. And here, if some of them are too far off to the sides or above you, when they fly off screen, they actually won't hit the ship. So technically, you don't have to hit all of them, but it is still most of them. It can be a bit hard to tell, though, if it's going to do that or not. Now, the other turret section, I was saying how this one's not too bad. Oh, the one in chapter 8, the boss fight, that is the hardest thing in the game to not take damage on, and it's honestly, I don't want to say it's not close, but it might not be close. it's really bad. We're probably not going to get that far today.
Nice shooting, Isaac.
But yeah, it's really bad. What do I want to? I do want this semiconductor here. We'll drop that, I guess. All right. Yeah, this part sucks. Yeah, it's all right. I think they did a much better job in the remake with that section. You still have to destroy some asteroids, but especially with the free-flying 0G section and pretty much removing the turret. The stationary, just sitting there, turret auto scroller was a good choice. And yeah, again, there's some enemies here, but if you just jump all the way through, it's not a problem. I don't even know if you can see him. We're going through so fast.
Zero gravity. Exiting vacuum.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want that. All right. So yeah, now all we gotta do is get back to the tram station. Just take some of these elevators back down. There are gonna be some leapers still out in the main area. They were being, they did some stuff there that was a little different than what I usually see them do. So hopefully they don't decide to be funny again. Oh right, okay. I always almost forget about this. This part actually is pretty scary. So we got these enemies. I forget if there's like a name for them by themselves, but Ah, yeah, these. Okay, so they are a little weird. They don't always consistently come out here. That means he's going to the vent. Usually. There we go. So the full enemy itself is called the Divider. I guess it's still the Divider. I don't remember if like by themselves they have their own name, but I'm just trying to get this other guy to trying to bait him into doing the same thing. You can just kind of run past them, but it's a little scary, especially because they don't always roam around in the same spot. Kind of trying to get them to decide to go through the vent. Where is he? Can I just go for it? I'm just gonna go for it. Okay. I guess he just decided to not be there. That's fine. I always forget about that part. I don't know why. I always forget about that part, and then I get there, and it's really scary. We're good. So, assuming the Leapers don't decide to do something different, we should run around this corner, and there'll be one there, and we'll stasis him, and then we'll be good. But, you know, we'll see what happens. There you are. Okay, that's fine. Wasn't sure if the second one's still going to be there or not. Nah, the noises are for dramatic effect. You're fine. And like some of the previous chapters, we're just going to use the store at the beginning of the next chapter just to make sure that the enemies don't follow us. Gee, I get frozen, idiot. Never played Remake, want to give it a try, hitless. Which one do you recommend? I think I would just pick whichever game. I mean, it might not be super helpful, but I would say whichever one you would prefer. Whichever game you like to play more, I think is probably a good idea. The only thing with it depends on how much randomness you want, I guess. Also, so because Remake has a lot of randomness with the enemy spawns, whereas this game's a little bit more consistent. For example, so if you want something that's more consistent, I would recommend Dead Space 1 or 2. I've done Dead Space 2 hardcore no-hit runs before. I haven't done the full game single segment no-hits yet. It's something I wanted to go back to at some point. And Remake I actually haven't attempted yet, but yeah, the main thing is just how much randomness do you want, because Remake you're gonna get a lot of random enemies. Remake is longer than this game too, by a little bit, I would say. Yeah, without glitches at least. Well, yeah. Well, even with glitches it's longer, but yeah. It also it depends on, like, if you're doing glitchless no hit, for example, in Remake. It depends on what you consider to be a glitch, because Remake has a lot of exploits that it's you know, it's like, is this a glitch or not? The most famous example is toggle aim sprint, where you're able to move faster if you're basically able to combine your running speed with your aim speed. But all you have to do to set it up is change a setting in the menu. So it's, you know, is it a glitch or not? I don't know. It makes the game easier because you move faster. So not sure. But yeah, short answer, I would say whichever game you like to play the most, I would say. And then, you know, do you want randomness or not? If you don't, then Remake may not be the best one to do. But I think it could still be fun. You'll try OG because you hate randomness? Okay, well, yeah, then you would not have a fun time with that one then. I mean, you should still, if you haven't played it, you should play it, obviously. It's really good. But yeah, you get the random effects like the fog and, you know, stuff like that. But you also will just get random enemies that spawn. You know, the spawns and stuff aren't going to be consistent. Oh yeah, also you don't have to actually stasis that thing completely, that moving platform we were on. I stasis it the second time just to be safe, but you can just run across it.
Yet you keep on going. It almost makes me think that we had hope as a species. Am I the only one who sees that we have died out a long time ago? We just haven't accepted it yet. Stop running.
But in terms of Dead Space 1 and 2, I think 2 is it's hard to say. 2 controls better, and you have TK and Pale, so in some ways it's easier, but it also does have some sections that are pretty difficult. There's this elevator ride that's very random, has a lot of enemies. It's pretty tough, and some of the late game sections just have so many enemies that you have to deal with. So we have to wait on a timer in this room here. So I'm just kind of hitting him a little bit to stun him. This is the regenerator, or the hunter. So like the name implies, he'll just regenerate his limbs every time you take him off. But we can kind of just stun lock him here with stasis a couple times.
You can't kill it, Isaac. It's just gonna keep regenerating. Get out of there! Run!
One there. Repeat. Come in, Isaac. Kendra, is anyone
Actually, gonna save the explosive for the other guys.
Where the hell have you been?
we try to punish? It's bad down here. Really bad.
That should be all of
You
them.
hardly breathe. The organic matter is growing everywhere.
Yeah,
The eyes
okay.
are stinging.
There's another group of them here.
You're seeing things.
We can kind of check to see. I think that's all of them. Okay. See what we can upgrade here. We got 3, so we're gonna grab the last damage upgrade on that, and from there we can pretty much. I mean, I can get more upgrades for the rifle, but we don't really need them. So I think we will get. I'm not sure, because sometimes I'll do a lot more stasis, but since we aren't all, I mean, also one thing to consider is we aren't doing the entire game, so we don't necessarily have to do the same upgrade route I would normally do. Let's just do this for now. All right, so we just got to make our way over to this other part of the medical deck here. We're gonna get another fight. We gotta clear all the enemies, except the regenerator is gonna be there as well. So what I usually do, oh, actually, wait, so we have to wait for this first. So, but I'll just explain. So the room he's in is actually where I'm gonna be standing most of the time. We're gonna try to just keep the regenerator stun locked with stasis, kind of like how we did in the other room. And then we're gonna for the most part, let the other enemies come to us. If they have to come in through the one entrance, it's a little easier to deal with them instead of just standing out in the open here, because they'll like sneak up on you, and you get the enemies with projectiles that'll shoot at you from multiple directions. So we don't want to do that. All right. I'm not gonna stun him as long, or take as long to stun him with my shots there. Okay. That might be all of them. Maybe one more. Oh, we're good. Okay.
I bypassed the lock. go.
Should probably use my stasis pack too. Alright, so he shouldn't follow us in here. Oh, so I didn't mention this enemy before. This is called a Guardian. So we tried to do a quick kill on it. Or, well, we did get the quick kill on it before. These guys also have projectiles, which is not fun. Are you dead? No, he's not. Okay. So, I didn't get it on this one, but if you manage to have the line gun hit one of the tentacles, it'll explode instantly, and you can actually kill them all at once, which is pretty nice. Just gotta be a little bit careful with those guys. Oh, I actually do want that. It's another semiconductor, so we're gonna get rid of, yeah, that. Cool. Maybe it's, it was this chapter that had, see, you come through here in chapter 2, it's the same room. I thought there was an item there. So yeah, you can start to see also our inventory gets full a lot of the time, so still debating whether we want to grab that suit upgrade. Sometimes I do, but again, since we're not doing the full game, it might actually be worth it not to do that and just spend it on other things, but you know, we'll see. Some more swarm here, favorite enemy. That should be all of them. I'm gonna pop a stasis pack here, just to make this room a little less scary. That just didn't hit any of them. Okay. Oh, and that didn't hit him either. Okay. A lot of stasis to use, but that's alright. I don't think I've talked about the objective for this level too much so far, but basically, we've almost finished doing it already, but we are preparing a chemical compound to try to kill, basically kill the Leviathan and like all the infection in the hydroponics deck that's infecting the air.
I lost his signal.
Do I have any
I'll
nodes?
continue
Nope.
scanning for his location. You have to get that compound mixed.
But we grabbed what we needed, so we're gonna finish mixing that here. And then we get a pretty funny encounter with the regenerator. Not exactly the hardest boss fight
Let's hope that
in
place
the
works.
game.
Head back to the tram station and get up to hydroponics.
Well, if you haven't seen
Still no response from him.
I haven't
so
seen this,
be
it's
careful.
pretty silly.
There's no telling how contaminated that deck is.
I'm thinking.
Inventory's still pretty full, but I might be able to grab some of this stuff. Alright. We'll take the ammo.
Perhaps now. The work I have done must continue. Will continue. I, Dr. Charles Master, shall serve as the catalyst to the salvation of our species.
So, he's just talking here. I was gonna mention one thing that you can speed this up a little bit by restarting from the checkpoint here, but unlike the later Dead Space games, there's no checkpoint restart button in the menu, so the only way to reload a checkpoint is to die. So, you know, obviously not gonna do that, but if you ever don't want to wait in your casual playthrough, you can just blow yourself up with the line gun there, and it skips that. But yeah, that's the fight. You just stasis him and then freeze him. That's it. Not too bad. All right. And yeah, that's chapter 5. So we're gonna see how far we can get. I think we might be able to beat chapter 6 here. I hope we at least get to the Leviathan fight. That would be cool. And I'll take I'll take a few more safety saves than normal, just because for whatever reason, this is the chapter the game likes to crash in the most. It's usually in a couple specific spots, so I don't think we have too much to worry about. but we're just gonna head up here. So the progression for this level is there's 8 enemies called Weezers that are infecting the air, and there's a left and right side of the map. 4 enemies on each, so we gotta just go through and kill all of them, which unlocks the door to the boss, kill the boss, and then we can leave. We are gonna be buying the contact beam here, and any nodes that we buy or pick up in this chapter, we're just gonna all put into the beam, try to make it as good as we can. It really just depends on how many nodes we get, but I think we'll be fine. First, we just gotta wait around with Hammond here.
Good to see you in one piece. Don't
Slide around for fun while we wait.
There's right. I gotta look at it.
Yeah, the store. There's fortunately a store right here, so we're gonna do that first. Drop off our items. We're doing pretty good on ammo at this point, though. We're especially with the enemies getting more difficult. We're gonna start using the cutter a little bit less. In my full run of this, I actually will not even get the cutter. I think this time it's fine. It's still a good gun, especially with a couple damage upgrades. I think it's fine, but sometimes it's nice to just focus on one gun. I think what I did before is just get the get the rifle as soon as possible, but then just immediately sell all your cutter ammo and the cutter, and then buy as much ammo for the rifle as you can. But I think either strategy is fine. We are gonna get rid of more of that. I'll keep actually I'll sell some more line racks. So there's the beam, and I'm not gonna use it really throughout the level until we get to the boss. Yeah, I think that's good. We'll start to burn through our rifle ammo pretty quick. Okay, I think we'll go this way first. It doesn't really matter which side you go through first, because you got to go through both. We're gonna try not to get memed on by these sprays here. Oh, that's okay. I usually you can make that if you. That's silly. All right. Usually you can make that if you just run through. I should have waited. That's dumb. Whatever. All right. It's like I was saying earlier. It's always the dumb stuff that gets you. All right. Well, moving past that, we got a fight here. We're gonna try to take out all these enemies. Stasis not cooperating with me there. It's fine. Well, now, yeah, that's how I feel about that too. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so we're not going to be using the contact beam very much until we get to the actual boss fight, but it's good to have it on us now because we'll get contact beam ammo drops. And that'll spawn these guys. Alright, we're just gonna wait for more enemies to spawn here. Oh, it was weird. He looked like he was gonna go out and he immediately came back. That guy actually just teleported in. That's weird. Spawned in, Alright, we'll go for this now. Again, just always being careful with these guys. Okay, I thought I might have hit the stomach there, but we're good. Alright, make sure we reload here. We're gonna get some more enemies when we walk out here.
Atmosphere processing. A repair technician has been notified.
So we're gonna get another Weezer in this room back here. We're gonna skip having to get locked in the room and killing some of the enemies using the line gun here. So if we line up our shot right here, we just throw 2 mines over there, and that should kill him. Nice. Alright, so we get the sub-objective complete thing there. That's how we know for sure he's dead. Alright, get some exploders here. This is the first time we've seen exploders, I think, right? Well, they, you can see why they're called that. You really don't want them to get close to you. And the blast radius when they explode is fairly large, so you need to make sure you kill them from far away. You can also just take off the limb and not hit the explosive, but it can be a little tricky. So we're just gonna wait for these lurkers to spawn in and just kill them like that. Nice, a lot of contact beam ammo, it's always good. Alright. So we're almost done with this side of the level. There's one more in the fire room coming up. So I'm actually not sure if it would be worth it here, but you can kill this enemy here without going all the way through the room using the force gun alt fire. It has these little grenades you shoot over. It might actually be quicker to do that and then backtrack here. I don't know if it's been timed, but the elevator coming up after this room takes like a minute or something like that. It's kind of ridiculous. So this guy sometimes doesn't like to walk over here. I'm gonna wait a second to see if he does. I can just go in there and fight him too if he decides not to do it. I'm gonna do this in case that gets his attention, but it doesn't look like he's gonna do it, which is fine. It's usually a little easier because then I know he's dead and he's not gonna sneak up behind me, but he's not cooperating, so that's fine. Let's just run through. Yeah, there you are. Okay. Sure. Okay, there you are. All right. Weird. We'll just wait for this one more time. There we go. Okay. And there he is. Alright, so we're just going to grab a couple items over here. There's going to be another power node we can pick up. How many nodes do we have right now? 1? Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to buy some more. Once we get to the end here. So yeah, this is that elevator I was talking about. All right, but yeah, so we did the left side. I think it's east and west technically. I don't remember what the game calls it. It might say on the map actually. We get this fun 3D map here. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. We did the left side. We're gonna go do the right side now. Again, it doesn't really matter which side you start from. It's really just preference. I think this side's a little harder, so I like to do it first.
Warning. 10 kiloton mass detected in
Yeah, the other one in comparison is actually not too bad. We'll try not to get memed on by the Steam this time when we run through. Okay. I usually try to get both of them at stasis, but that's fine. Yeah, we'll see if we can not be stupid here. Okay. All right, we are definitely gonna stop by the store real quick. So one thing we're gonna do, and this helps a little bit with not having more inventory space with the suit, is I'm gonna move all our contact beam ammo into the safe for now. And oh. The menus are different in Dead Space 2. It doesn't do that when you back out. It throws me off sometimes. We are gonna get rid of this. And as always, we want more pulse rifle ammo at this point in the game. And then another node. All right. So, and we're gonna do another save here in case we get memed on. In terms of the game crashing. I haven't really seen it crash at this particular point in the chapter, but you never know. You really never know. We're gonna attempt another quick kill on this guy. Nice. We dropped the stasis pack. Nice. I really don't need that many stasis packs, so we might be able to sell that one too for a decent amount. So we're just gonna throw whatever nodes we have on the beam right now just to get an idea of how many we'll have. We'll probably, if we can get at least, you know, this damage upgrade and maybe a couple of these, I think that's fine. If we get the second damage upgrade, that'd be really nice. But it's not required or anything. All right, so we got another fight with the brute coming up here. It's going to be pretty much the same strategy as before. We'll try to break his line of sight and do enough damage to his face so that he, you know, kind of starts hiding. We can also snipe that Weezer from up there so we don't have to actually go all the way up there. I don't know if I did. Whatever, I'll grab that in a second if we still need it. There we go. So again, it breaks his line of sight so he stops the charge. Go. There we go. And these go by pretty quick. Another Weezer in here. Might be a little easier to do cutter on this one. There we go, got him. Alright, and now there's just one more. We gotta go through another one of those 0G areas. Not sure if we'll have enough time to do the boss fight here. I'm just trying to go through this a little quick to see if we do. So setting up some mines here, then gonna switch to the rifle. This guy's gonna grab me. Both of those will hit him to do a decent amount of damage. Nice. All right, and then again, just like before, we're gonna walk sideways on this goop. Just makes you go a little bit quicker. All right, so this 0G area looks a little scary because of the electricity hazards and all, but it's not too bad. Just gonna stasis that real quick. Alright, so he's dead.
That's the last one, Isaac. There's a switch in atmosphere control to restart the oxygen recycling. Once the
Alright, and we're out of there.
Get into food storage. Isaac, I've been reading these reports.
Alright, so you can fight those guys, but I found if you just run through right away, it's not too bad.
I just saw my brother.
Alright, yeah, so that's it.
Security
For those guys, we're just gonna finish, using the store, upgrade our beam a little bit if we can, and then we're gonna try to do this boss fight. I'm not sure exactly how much time we have left, but we'll see if we can do that. Okay, yeah, no, I think that could work then. We may not get to see chapter 7, but that's all right. This is about, if we beat this boss, it's about the halfway point in the game, so I think that's pretty good. We'll grab that ammo now. Nice. So another good reason to upgrade the rifle there, just absolutely shred through most enemies at this point. Did we? We might have gotten that last damage upgrade on the rifle. I actually can't remember. It's still really good either way. Alright, so almost at the boss here. We're just gonna make a quick stop.
Where are you?
Hit the store, hit the bench, and then we'll head on in there. So we're gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna sell those. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'll go ahead and grab that. That's pretty good. And then I'll do... Oh, can we buy contact energy yet? We might not be able to. Okay, I don't think we can. That's fine though. Part of the reason I was selling a lot of the line racks there is they don't... You can fight the boss with the line gun, but it's not great. If you know what I mean. It's not the best. The rifle's definitely going to be better, though contact beam is the best for sure. All right, so we can do this, and all right, I guess that's okay. The charge and the reload upgrades aren't a huge deal. I will probably grab something I can use here. I guess that would be good. Yeah, let's just do that. Sure. Alright, I think that should be okay. If we really wanted to, we could go into the boss room as well, grab a bunch of the items without starting the fight, then come back out, use the store, excuse me, and do that whole process over again, but I don't think we really need to do that. I think we can go ahead and just go fight them.
Food storage lockdown lifted.
We'll get more ammo in the fight too, so I think we have plenty. But yeah, the contact beam is pretty disgusting in terms of the damage output, as you'll see here. On easy, you can kill this boss in 3 hits, or well, 2 to the actual weak point, I think.
The poison wasn't strong enough.
It's something like that. It's really good, and that's without damage upgrades too. We got 1 damage upgrade here. All right, but yeah, we are actually gonna use rifle first. Just look around and see if we can get more contact beam ammo there. So we're gonna take out these tentacles first before it'll show its weak spot. There we go. It'll do this swipe attack if you don't kill it fast enough, but we should be able to start damage. Oh, nice. There we go. All right, that is the Leviathan. That went pretty well actually. So it didn't say a whole lot while I was doing that because I was focusing up. But yeah, the tentacle does come back out again. You can just restore the one, and then you just gotta keep dodging the you know, those projectiles. Sometimes you can throw them back at him. The main thing is it kind of blocks your shots from hitting the weak spot. So that's the only thing you gotta really watch out for there. But yeah, that went pretty well. I think we have a good chunk of ammo left. Yeah, I always overestimate how much ammo you need. Oh, this is actually the big crash point. So I think we're pretty much at the end of our run here, but you know, I'm gonna do that just in case. All right. Well, yeah. Now we're just taking the elevator. You know, heading down to chapter 7. So we'll go as far as we can. Just let me know when we're coming up on our on time here. Yeah, I think that'd be perfect then. Cool. All right, yeah, we just got to run down this hallway here, and then we'll be at the tram. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the Dead Space 1 run here. Like I said, it's my first time doing like a live no-hit thing, so I appreciate you all having me on. It was fun. Got memed on a couple times, but you know, it happens. But yeah, just it's always cool to show off these games. They're some of my favorites, so glad I could get the chance to do that.
Yeah, thank you for being here, Shark. It was a very nice.
Yeah, and that's chapter 6. So I think you said till we got to the end of the chapter, right? So I think we're.
Yeah,
I think that's GG. Yeah.
Yeah, GG. Nice run. Thank you for being here, Shark. So where can people find you?
So you can find me my channel sharkhat87. I stream here on Twitch. I do a lot of, like I said, I do mostly speedruns. I do some variety stuff. I do no-hit stuff occasionally. I've been meaning to go back to Dead Space 2 hardcore no-hit at some point, but yeah, that's what I do. If you wanna come say hi, I appreciate y'all hanging out, and thank you for the GGs. Appreciate it.